Hello everyone, welcome back to Lord of the Coins. Today we're going to go over another know exactly where price will go. If you're new here, in these videos we just go over some of my recent trades and I just try to show you guys my thought process behind, how I identify these trades and how I execute them and why I execute them. So yeah, if you guys like this type of content, please make sure to leave a like and a subscribe and leave a comment down below. If you guys are also interested in going over some forex pairs or some stocks, I can definitely do that as well. So yeah, with that said, let's get started. There are a couple trades I took today, a few trades, and I'll show you guys exactly kind of what my thought process was behind them. So the first one is from this demand zone. The only reason I was a little skeptical of this trade was because there were so many relatively equal highs up here. With that said, I'm under the conviction that price is actually gonna kind of still move up here and wick out a lot of these relatively equal highs in this area, and possibly even this area up here. So I don't think Bitcoin is done moving up, but we're just gonna have to observe price action and see what's going on. So, but yeah, this is one of the higher risk trades I took. The reason I took it is because we did have a few fair value gaps. And if you don't know what a fair value gap is, it's just an imbalance in price action where there's either too many buyers or sellers, and it creates like a gap in this candle. There's only a body and there's no wicks covering it. For example, if I zoom in, I'll kind of show you guys. So the wick from the top only covers down to like here, and this bottom candle doesn't even have a wick. So the entire fair value gap is like this. It's just where the wicks don't cover the body, something like that. And more often than not, price will always go back up to cover these gaps. So just another example of it, there's a fair value gap right here. If you see where price went, it went up to fill this gap. There's another gap here. Gap gets filled. There's just a ton of these. These happen literally all the time, especially down on the lower time frames, but definitely on the higher time frames too. So if you're swing trading and you see like fair value gaps on a higher time frame, those are definitely good targets for either price reversal or price to just hit. So definitely keep those in mind. But that was the basis behind this first trade that I took today, is that I believe price is going to go up here and fill this fair value gap. And the reason I knew that it was going to go up is because this is a trade that I actually explained in my last video. I'll explain the same concept in these trades so we don't have too much redundancy. But I knew price was going up here, so it's like, how far is it going to go up? That's kind of what I was wondering. There was a fair value gap up to here as well, so I took profits up to here just in case it didn't go all the way up, but it ended up going all the way up and filling all the fair value gaps, and it tapped right into this bearish order block and it came back down, and that was my trade. And the reason I put my target here is because there was another fair value gap right here. I'm gonna mark fair value gaps in gray so it's easier to see, and that's kind of where I took my target. This fair value gap hasn't been filled yet. I saw this bearish order block getting filled, and it just tapped, and I came back down to this fair value gap, and that was my scalp for the day, or one of my scalps for the day. And if we cover some of my other ones, so I'm gonna go down to the 5 minute. Usually if I'm scalping, I like to scalp on the 5 minute. So this was one of the trades. I'm gonna actually get rid of this so it's kind of easier to see everything. And I'll leave this zone of demand here. So the other thing I wanted to show you guys is, this is kind of my bread and butter scalping strategy and just trading strategy in general. I love to use it when I'm scalping. This is known as a sweep. It's people who go short too early here. Just say you're trading the markets, you see these lower highs forming, and you go short here. The sweep is the candle that goes above and sweeps out all the liquidity. That is known as your sweep. Oops. Let me get rid of this circle. So once the sweep happens, what you want to look for is a change of character. So the highest low that did the sweep, so this is the bottom of the candle that did the sweep, right? Or not the candle, but the move that did the sweep. That is known as your change of character, and I denote that by a Y on my charts. Let me zoom in here a little bit so it's easier to see. So once you have this sweep and change of character, and the change of character has to be a closed candle below this low. Once you have this, it generates the zone of supply here. And if it was bullish, it would be a zone of demand. But since we're bearish, we're looking for a down move here. This is your zone of supply. Let me mark it out so it's a little easier. Actually, I'll just write supply here. So you create this zone of supply, and I would say a solid, 95% of the time, price will come, after it comes down, it'll come back up to retap into this supply. That is how you visually confirm bearish order flow. So once you get this tap, that is your entry into the trade, and it confirms bearish order flow, and you have, price movement down. Whoops, I didn't mean to swipe it up like that. But then you have movement down. That's how you confirm bearish order flow visually without looking at the order books. So that is a trade that I took. If you want to be extra, careful, you can make sure the 9 EMA, which is this black line, and the 21 EMA, which is green line, you can make sure that the 9 EMA is below the 21 EMA when you get your entry. Although that's not necessary, it is extra confluence that really helps your scalps out. You can definitely use VWAP for your trades as well. I like to mainly use VWAP on the weekly, as I am more of a day/swing trader, not really much of a scalper. But yeah, you could definitely use a session VWAP. So if I change the VWAP to session here, yeah, you can see that we were just, we were kind of on the bottom. We're getting rejected off of the deviation of the VWAP, which is this outer gray line in the cloud. So, that's another confluence that you could use. And then you can also take profits on the VWAP. A lot of times you'll find rejection on the VWAP or support on the VWAP. So that's something you could definitely use as well. I'm gonna actually get rid of the VWAP so it's easier to see everything. So that's just a very simple explanation of why I took this trade. This change of character and the sweep and the retap into bearish order flow, retapping the supply for bearish order flow really confirms, it gives you a very high probability of a movement in your desired direction. So when you have this, these are definitely very high probability trades. So this is just how I personally like to scalp. It's a very simple strategy. So if this is something you guys want to try out, definitely give this a try. I would definitely back test it first, since I've really only used this on the scalping on Bitcoin and Ethereum so far. I haven't really tried it on any other securities or any other assets. So yeah, definitely give that a try. So this is one of the trades that I actually didn't take, not because it was a bad trade, it's just because it didn't go into my area of interest. So let me show you guys what I mean. So right here, we have our sweep, and then right here, we have our change of character. So once these were identified, we create this zone of demand right here, and it's demand since we're bullish. So I'm just gonna write demand right here. And then, your entry is going to be, ideally at the very start. You can see that it pretty much just like tapped this almost picture perfectly. These are actually zones of, hard rejection too. If there's other confluences, if there were, I didn't actually visualize or see any of them, but yeah, so we have this change character and the sweep and the zone of demand. I was actually expecting a slightly deeper retrace, something like this before move up. So I was not able to, get my entry into this. But, if you were able to get an entry into this, you probably just take the entry right at this broken base here, or this change of character. And yeah, this would have been another, decent trade here, a decent scalp. And you probably take it into this zone of supply here. So that is something you could have looked for. And yeah, the reason I just didn't get taken into this is because I was just expecting a little deeper retrace. So yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to cover in this quick video. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. This is just kind of a, like a brief overview of my scalping strategy, and I just wanted to kind of go over some of the trades I took today, and just show you guys, what I'm doing in the markets daily. And yeah, if you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, definitely join the Discord. It'll be in the description down below. And join our community. We have a community of it's about like 30 people now, I think. Yeah, we're just kind of all talking and trading together. So yeah, definitely make sure and join if that's something you guys are interested in. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and drop a comment down below if there's anything else that you guys want me to look at. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.